Well, welcome to the best podcast on the internet, according to my mother, that will also never listen to it. And as of this episode, Crashed While Loading, the podcast you're listening to now, will have gone up an infinite percentile in listenership, downloads, and interactions. Some might say it's statistically impossible, but I say to you, when you start from zero, shut up and let me have this. So now, with that, let's go on with the show.
Welcome to the Crashed While Loading podcast.
Does internet porn know you're cheating on it?
Video games,
Well, excuse me, princess.
movies and TV,
Don't worry, Professor. I was an accident too.
half-assed reviews,
Just as I suspected. Hollow!
and everything else.
Tuesday, what do you want to do tonight?
Off. We need to go on a quick adventure. Well, hello, you sick, twisted geeks. Welcome to Crash While Loading. This is our inaugural episode. And for those of you that aren't familiar, we actually come from a previous episode, or roleplay podcast called RPMMO Radio. And it has me, Ashen Phoenix, Jazz, Mr. Fear the Cute Ones, Sib, Strafe, and apparently the thing is going to restart automatically. There, we can stop it. Strafe, Sib, Yunfei, I think I got everybody. I don't know. It was starting to do the intro again. So we're taking bets, given that this is the first episode, and we do have 100 episodes under our belt, under RPMMO Radio, but should we take bets on what's going to go wrong, or if there's going to be a horrible echo that I, for some reason, don't know about now? I forget to hit the record button or something. Do we want to take bets on how I've fucked this up somehow already? I mean, anybody?
My bet is that you're going to start the intro twice.
I hate you so much. Just a fiery white hot.
Better, noob. I mean, hey, what's going on, boss?
So that's Strafe. The first one was, do you want to go by Mr. Fear the Cute Ones? Because it's kind of a mouthful.
I don't care.
I'm just going to call you I Don't Care.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Well, I appreciate everybody tuning in. We are actually going to do it live. It's just actually happening now over at twitch.tv/Crashed While Loading. It's going to take me a while not to say RPMMO Radio. That's going to happen. It will be a podcast. It is a podcast. Being that this is the first episode, it's probably going to be a while before it trickles through because it takes iTunes to do things, and everything has to circle out from there. And it's not very fast. And apparently there's some sort of, I don't know, worldwide thing going on. I haven't really been paying any attention to the news since like
That's a hoax, man. Don't listen to them. Let's go to the
December.
store.
Like December. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently,
It's just a political move.
see, that's what I thought. It's you know what it is? It's those damn Canadians trying to take
knew it,
over
man.
everything. Ooh, or Carol Baskin.
Oh, no,
Baskins!
let's not get started with Carol Baskin.
Oh,
Baskins.
come on, we have a worldwide pandemic
No.
and weirdos
No.
with feeding
No.
themselves to
No.
lions. Yeah.
No.
I mean, when she gets away with murder once, what's the whole
I mean,
worldwide
come
deal?
on,
Wait.
yeah.
Wait. Did you say other people are feeding themselves to lions?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Never mind. Go on.
Well, there was the.
I've heard that movie is really bad, by the way.
It's
Oh, it
it's a
is like-
fascinating train wreck.
It is more than a train wreck. It's like a train wreck where a couple cars drive into it on top of that, and then a hot air balloon lands and crashes on it, and then
one of the
it just keeps rolling downhill and building steam. I'm like, you
And the
just don't like
flames-
any of these people.
In the words of Johnny Cash, the flames get higher, and
Uh-huh.
Yes.
everybody's dirty. Everybody's dirty.
no there's
Everybody.
one person in that whole thing that's good and it has common sense, and that's the sheriff. He's it.
I was gonna say the tiger, but
The tigers, most of them don't survive from the beginning of the show to the end because apparently he kills them all when they stop
That's
being cute
fantastic.
and paying out money. And,
Oh, it just made me sick.
yeah,
It
I
just made
did
me
learn
sick.
something about cat people though.
They're crazy.
Big cat people are even worse than little cat people when it comes to the craziness. Apparently, the larger the cat, the crazier the people involved.
You bite your tongue.
Just because we gave you our daughter's cat and you have an awesome Sookie already. You guys are a
She'll
little...
probably make an appearance sometime today.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I imagine.
So this is basically what the whole show is going to be like, but with talking about news and stuff as well.
Pandemic. Done.
We'll probably talk about that because it's of importance and it's affected everything. Because we originally wanted this show to be like, or when I say we, I mean I, because I was tired of doing stuff on roleplay all the time for various reasons. Some of them are basically on the Tiger King. I'm pretty sure Carol Baskin is a furry. It's not confirmed, but if she was playing
there's
that
pictures,
game,
boss. We saw it.
She'd be playing a Khajiit. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
just
for
saying,
sure.
and not like the tiger one that even normal people don't like to play. You never see go on there. Yeah, it's awful. But yeah, we wanted to do it all on video games and TV shows and movies, and then it all stopped everywhere.
Well, we have lots of time now.
We have lots of time, so we still have at least TV shows. It's just going to be pushed. All the good ones that were going to come out, we're not going to get anytime soon, thanks to the Rona. But we did have a couple good
Castlevania
ones.
season 3 was pretty sweet.
Oh yeah, it was started a little slow, but boy, I loved how it finished. And we will try to avoid spoilers on stuff until after a certain amount of time, but we will tell you what we liked. And Castlevania on Netflix is awesome. It's so good. If you're going to do a Dracula... Actually, and the other thing we watched recently was the Netflix 3-part series called Dracula. It's only 3 episodes, but they're like an hour and a half apiece, so it's like 3 tiny movies all at once. It's like a trilogy.
Those were really good, except for the last 5 minutes. I just left scratching my head. But overall, the show was great.
They followed the... I've never watched the original Bram Stoker's Dracula with... was it Gary... Not Gary Oldman. Yeah, Gary Oldman.
Not Gary.
Yeah, Oldman. I always want to call him Gary Coleman, which would be a totally different vampire.
Oh, yeah.
What you talk about, Dracula?
I know, right?
Yeah.
as he's biting your calf and your
I'm
ankle.
down here trying to bite your ankle.
Oh, no.
And then later on in life, Dracula's just made it to the modern age, and he's just like mall security now, videotaped on front of someone's car, because that's what happens.
Listen to the girl from Ipanema as he travels in the hallways. Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, that was good. But no, the Dracula was. I've never, for a bunch of actors I've never heard of. Man, he was a really good Dracula. The guy, I forget it. I don't know his name. And the nun was fantastic. I loved her.
Oh, the German lady.
Yeah, she was awesome.
I think she was Austrian, but anyway, it was good.
Yeah, well, whatever. We're not European, so if you're European, you'll figure it out. You know all the weird accents and things like that over there. And go ahead.
Now, since we're talking about vampires and shows, have you guys seen the new What We Do in Shadows?
I never got into that. Our daughter raves about it.
Oh, the movie is fantastic.
It is absolutely perfection. Like, it's so funny.
And then they made a show out of it. I haven't actually seen the show, but I've heard that it's not quite as good as the movie, but it's still really.
Yeah, so I was apparently.
And did you see the thing about permissions?
Yeah, that's what I was reading. So
I was checking to see. I leaned back to see if he was checking.
Yeah, I was reading. See, that's like I said. It's going to be a ongoing thing. I never know what permissions to give to Discord. Which, by the way, if you want to join our Discord for this, twitch.tv/crashed while loading, because when I'm not doing a web page, the web page is expensive and it doesn't really do a lot, and apparently I could just use the Twitch thing and put all the links at the bottom of the screen, so you can just do that when you've listened to this on the podcast and join us there, which would be awesome. I guess before we go on to what we're doing, let's go over kind of more like what we wanted to do with this. Talk about the thing, like I said, games, movies, TV show, anything that catches our fancy. We'll even every now and then do politics because it's part of life. Usually we're probably just going to make fun of it because it's all bad, but we will save that one for usually towards the end of the show because I know some people just cannot stand politics in their video games and video games in their politics. I'm
work.
It's working hard today. You know, it's 2:00 now instead of 7, but I'm
Time
doing
for
all
wine.
right.
I was gonna say, are you already drunk?
He's already starting the day early, folks.
I'm drunk on life.
Is that what they're calling it now?
No, it's actually a beer called Drunk on Life. It's
Oh,
actually
gotcha.
fantastic. Yeah, no, it's really good. Tastes. It's a Pilsner.
On Life, the
Yeah.
unofficial drink of the new Crash While Loading.
That's right. So, and we're going to do things, we're going to do kind of movie reviews and recommendations, kind of like we've already been doing. And some of it will be old stuff, maybe that you've forgotten about, maybe old games and things like that. We've got a very eclectic taste in games. I mean, I love almost everything. Okay, I say that. I don't think any of us like sports games, right? Am I wrong in that? Like, no one in here is playing a
You're not
football or
wrong.
a soccer game?
You're not wrong.
I don't know. So there's some okay sports games, but
Or
I
FIFA?
like the sports games where you can beat up the other players.
That's just
I
called
think those
Mortal
are called
Kombat.
PvP.
Yeah,
that's
it's just-
hockey.
Oh, hockey. Okay. Yeah, hockey is good. That's a good one. It was funny taking to Sib our very first time we took her to a hockey game. She'd
I love
never
hockey.
been. Yeah. And then
Hockey's fun to watch, ain't it?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We got
It's
seats
essentially
right
a
up on the
boxing
bottom
match,
too.
boxing
Yeah.
match on ice.
Mm-hmm.
It's like rugby on ice. It's fun.
Sticks.
Also brought in by the evil Canadians.
A nice little size on their feet, you know.
Yeah. I hate to give Canada any sort of kudos, but they are, I would say, at least 2 decades ahead of us in Zamboni technology, because nobody can smooth ice like the Canadians. Shoot, Ericus is here. So,
Canadians.
yeah, Canadians.
Canadians.
Hosier. Hey, Ericus. And everybody listen to us live. I'm glad you're here. Glad you jumped over.
Welcome.
And
Isn't old Indigo Jules also from the land of Ericus?
yes, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, they may not be listening right now, but who knows? I don't know. We've got a couple people that are holdovers from RPM Radio because they're just amazing, good-looking, sexy people that know enjoyment and talent when they see it.
Run.
I
True
assume
story.
not
All you can.
me, but I don't know, like somebody in here has to have talent somewhere. But yeah, so that's what we're hoping to do. We'll also, brag about. Excuse me. Most podcasts would edit that out.
Oh, production
evil
values
plan
are
is working.
so good.
What'd you say, Sib?
I said my evil plan is working.
Would you give me aspirin?
Yeah, you've got the Corona.
Yep, I gave him the crony.
I got the Rona, but I only have the 24-hour Corona. It kind of
And I didn't give him. I didn't give him any lime to go with it. So
Yeah, I was gonna say
that
that's
is a travesty.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Well, I was gonna inject myself with Clorox bleach. Apparently, that's a good way to do that, and it worked so far. I mean, it only bleeds a little bit when I pee now.
If it works, it works.
What? Yeah, that's pretty much the show. That's it. Like, we're gonna probably keep it short for right now, maybe about an hour or so, and just talk about things, talk about stuff and things and stuff. So, like, for example, what everyone's kind of playing right now. Anybody playing? I don't know, some maybe cutesy little weird game that they put.
I've actually been branching out into a couple of silly little things that I've been trying because I don't normally play that kind of stuff.
No, you're pretty much an MMO girl.
Yeah, I played Hero of the Kingdom, and I got it. It was like $3, so I got it, and
Is that a
it
phone
was on
game?
sale. No,
PC? Okay.
It's Steam.
I've never heard of it.
And then I got Hero of the Kingdom 2, 3, 4, and 5, but I haven't played yet. But because I really liked Hero of the Kingdom, it was a lot of fun. It's turn-based and it's really interesting. So I played that, and I play Aquilinox, which is a watch grass grow, literally. Very soothing.
No idea what anything she said meant.
But I'm proud of her. I'm proud.
Yeah, same here.
I mean, I know, yeah. I don't normally. Another one that I've been playing. Actually, I only got 1, 2, and 3. I did not get 4 and 5. I couldn't find them.
Well, you're not really a
Supposedly
fan then, are you?
I know, right? I do have like Surviving Mars, Stellaris, but I haven't played either one of those. I tried Spore and it was stupid, and I tried Stardew Valley and I couldn't figure it out.
Wow, Spore! I haven't thought of that game since it came out. Holy crap!
I
that
got
was awful
Flowscape
then.
because I wanted it really, really badly, and I played that for a little while. It's kind of fun. It's just not as big as I thought it would be for the worlds that you're building. It's just like a little chunk of floating rock. It's dumb. But it was still pretty. I have Conan Exiles. I did play Dawn of Man.
Oh,
which I had been waiting to come out forever,
real
and
quick
it finally
on
did.
On that Conan Exiles, and you'll tell me if this is good. I was reading today that Funcom was saying apparently, to the surprise of everyone, including me, they have the license to make a Dune game. Dune, like Arrakis and earthworms, sandworms, and they said it's going to be like a Conan Exiles, but much grander and more biggerness.
In other words,
biggerness.
In other words, flee while you can.
It's going to be awful. That's pretty much what
it's going to be. Absolutely awful is what I hear. When I hear that, I hear it's going to be a gigantic trash can fire.
You hear that? You hear that clip from Return of the King of the steward going, "Flee, flee for your lives."
Run,
see, well, here's the thing: when you play it, it's going to be like an MMO, but you can't walk steadily because you have to walk without rhythm.
That's right. It's going to be like, you know what it's going to be like? And for you EQ1 people, this will make sense. The drunken gnome races in Calethin when you would swerve back and forth.
Oh, yes. To your certain doom.
You're going to have to do that. But no, and I saw that Funcom had that license. They're making an open world survival game based on Dune, and I was like, oh, God.
That's going to suck so hard.
They can't do anything good. They've had 2 Conan games, and other than the dong slider on Exiles, nobody remembers either of them very well.
Oh, it has an active ERP community. But it does have a roleplay community. I haven't been able to find them because I can't get off the beginning part because I get mad.
I only heard community in air quotes, as in they don't really exist, but we have an idea that they're there somewhere.
They do. People have their own servers, and I understand that there's quite an active RP kind of community going on there. Not a shock, because
a
that
game
was pretty
with a
much
dick slider. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
but it's based. Have you ever played? What's it called? I have it. Don't Starve.
Yeah.
Have you ever played Don't Starve?
Briefly, yeah.
Conan Exiles is Don't Starve with better graphics. That's it. They didn't even change. They didn't change anything. Well, obviously, but I mean the graphics part of it, yes. But I'm talking about like the game itself.
And it probably plays worse.
Yeah, it's like Don't Starve together. It's just hideously hard and stupid.
It's more like Rust.
Oh, I've never played Rust. I just found the same. It was the same pattern of find, make things. Literally the same starting quests were exactly the same. There was no difference. I was like, I'm playing the game I can't stand. What am I doing?
With
I beat my. I have more luck playing it with my husband because not Conan Exiles, but Don't Starve.
Oh, okay.
He and I play Don't Starve together sometimes because otherwise I just throw my computer across the room and that's bad. So then playing Conan by myself was the same level of rage, and then I got off of the tutorial and was promptly killed by 3 people, and I'm like, yep, I'm done, and I haven't been back. So
PvP, open world PvP it's the wave of the future.
Yeah, well it ain't gonna be my future.
Yeah, the RP community too. They're all Gorian based because that's what it is. It's about gore.
GOR,
I had a feeling.
GOR.
Yeah, not GORE, GOR. And anybody who doesn't know that difference is in for a big surprise.
Yeah, don't look it up.
Yeah, don't Google it.
No thanks. I'll pass on all that.
I think
you didn't. So you didn't get to the part where you go and knock people out and drag them to be your slaves.
No, I haven't gotten there because I got out of the tutorial and went toward the river because that's where I was supposed to go, and I promptly got killed and then killed again, and I just laid there and
Yeah.
while they danced around my
Well, they
corpse, and I was like,
desiccated your
yeah,
corpse,
fuck all y'all, I'm done.
Yeah. It's
Uh.
I played it for a little while myself, and it's not fun.
No.
It's just not fun at all.
And isn't it buggy as all get out too? I mean,
And
not
it
Fallout
is.
Lots of
76
bugs, yeah.
buggy, but
I could not sit down my bed. I died the first time because I couldn't find a place to sleep. It's just as bad
sleep
as Don't Starve.
deprivation.
Oh my god, I was so angry. I was
Can you hear the rage in her voice, folks?
A little bit.
and I want to play because I have friends that play, and I promised I would come and play, but if I can't get off the freaking no. Somebody's gonna have to walk me through it because that's not gonna happen by myself.
I think what I ended up doing is don't follow that at all, and instead just run as fast as you can to the east.
Pick a direction and just go.
Yeah, no, seriously, because you find a place where there's no people, and you can do whatever you want to do. You can actually play the game, but as soon as you go to where people are, they either kill you or do other things that they're, it's not fun.
Yeah, they lengthen their dick slider, so
Are they really your friends by bringing you to a game you get murked right on the spot?
Well,
or are they
see,
just doing
I
it
think
to troll you?
on other servers, that's not a problem because I think they can disable a lot of that stuff. I just was trying to play on the open server, and that didn't go well.
Well, and that's where you went wrong there, don't you know?
Yeah, definitely that's where I went wrong because it was absolutely horrible. And when I talked to a friend of mine about it, she was like, "Well, you got to come to our server. That won't happen." I'm like, "Okay, I'll think about it." So I've updated.
I call shenanigans on that.
They just want ERP, and it has its place. And in a game like that, that's the only thing you're supposed to be doing, I suspect.
Oomph.
Yeah.
So.
Well, speaking of games that are both frustrating as hell, but we actually enjoy it. Sib and I have been playing through Gears of War 5 for quite some time now.
Have you played the other Gears of War as well?
Oh, we've played all four. We've played all four of them together. Yeah.
Oh, the storyline is so sad in those games.
Yeah, and this one we haven't finished 5 yet, but the start I mean, it's basically Gears the next generation, starting with 4. But I will say, on PC at least, it looks beautiful, but every time her and I go to play it, there's like a 14 gig download because there's also an online component that we're not touching. And
gross.
It happens every damn time. We're like, hey, would you like to play Gears? Yeah, hold on, let me log out of this and click that on. Okay.
2 hours later.
Yeah, it's literally SpongeBob 2 hours later.
Yes.
It's so much fun and it looks so good, and I love the little open. It's not really open world, but a more openish area that that you can go around in, and it plays good and it's a lot of fun to play. There's really not a lot of good co-op games anymore. They're pretty few and far between, and Gears always scratches that itch really, really well. And
It's always been good that way.
Yeah, I hate that, but I just wish that every time we wanted to play it, and if it's not a giant download, because we're doing this on our PCs, we don't, I like having our own monitors and stuff like that instead of playing couch co-op, where even though we have an 80-inch TV, it still doesn't make the best use of the screen.
Mm-mm.
So
my favorite's the retro lance and the shotgun up close. I love it. Hammer
of Dawn all the way, dude.
Yeah, I love the bow, the art. I forget what it's called now. The explosive arrow bow. That's one of my favorite. Other than the
Oh my god! Now it's gonna drive me nuts. Gotta look it up.
Yeah, what is that called?
Torque bow.
Torque bow.
I think the last one I played was 3 or 4. I don't even remember, man. Yeah, torque bow.
Yeah. You probably if you haven't met the new characters, it's probably 3 would be the last one, because the new one's got Marcus Phoenix's son and a whole new cast of kids.
Mm-hmm.
I say kids; they're also still the size of a large oak tree.
Yeah, I mean,
but they're kids.
For some reason they're still fighting the grubs because formula.
If it ain't broke, cover it in crystal and pull it back out.
Yeah.
That sounds almost wrong.
Whip this mother out. That's right.
So, speaking of games that have terrible co-op, hey, Yunfei, what have you been playing?
with a giant friend code in your name.
Yep, I've been taken in by Animal Crossing. I actually tried to fight it at first because I know how I can get with games like this, and been things it. Let's just say it has not been an easy couple months for us, and Ben just kept saying, it's right up your alley. I know you'll like it. I know you'll like it. And finally, I was like, I watched somebody play it on YouTube, and I was like, oh, I think I want it.
So I bought it for her for my birthday.
Yeah, he did.
Sounds like peer pressure, but hey, it worked out.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
It's funny because I haven't been able to see for about a year. I just had cataract surgery, and she's been playing through it, and I've just been listening to her play through it, and it's so funny to listen to her play through because she'll just be like, "It's so pretty," and I'm like, "That's nice, dear."
You're sort of like Han Solo on above the pit. All I see is a big brown blur now instead of a big black blur. Yeah.
I may have a sociopathic serial killer in my
Oh, it
village.
is so funny.
Okay, you gotta explain
Okay,
that,
his name
especially
is-
given
There's a
how
story.
cute everyone is.
You first of all, the names in relation to what animal they are just hilarious because he's a pig named Chops. And he started out really nice, very gentlemanly. He's wearing like he's a pig with like a handlebar mustache, and he's wearing an outfit that looks like it should be on the cover of Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. And like I said, he starts out nice and polite and very gentlemanly. And then as time goes on, he just started getting a little like creepier. And one night, I came out of my house and I saw him creeping in the bushes. So I poked fun at it. And then he's just like what was that letter that he sent me? It was
So
really creepy. Like
this,
it was
this is another player, or is this just the
No,
no,
it's
this is
the
this
game
is an-
itself? Okay.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
That makes it so much worse.
It does.
the
I don't know
animals, like,
if it was
they
a
all
real
have their own
person, I'd be like,
personality.
"Oh, okay, creepers." But the
Well-
fact that it's the game is like, "I'm gonna be
That
in
is
your
so much
bushes
worse.
outside your window."
Well, it's funny too. Last night she went on a treasure hunt with him, and his reaction to the treasure hunt was, "Oh, it's really great that you can be digging up things, and I can stand here washing my hands like an evil master." That was seriously what he said, and we're just like, "This is getting really, really weird."
I'm pretty sure he has bodies in his basement.
He doesn't only come out at night. Going back to our Dracula thing, is he? He's
Oh,
seen
no, he's
during the
creepy all
day.
day.
Okay.
No, he's creepy all day.
Okay. Oh wait, so maybe if he's only out during the day and he has to be gone at night, maybe he's a reverse vampire.
It's weird because they just wander around the island. What she was talking about with the names though is hilarious because there's a pig named Chops, there's two cows named T-Bone and Angus,
And one named Patty.
Patty.
and Patty. They literally they like to name their things after food, but it's like you can have a slaughterhouse.
Oh, also in my island, I have a chicken named Benedict, which it took me forever to associate what
Oh,
the heck
yeah.
his name was. So now I just call him Eggs Benedict.
Right. Yeah, I've heard the people that get into the Animal Crossing thing, man, they're especially right now with the quarantines. It came out at like the perfect time.
Oh, it was the perfect time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could not have come out at a better time.
Yeah.
It's honestly, it's despite the serial killer living on our island, it's actually a very relaxing game. Like even just listening to it, the music is beautiful. Though it does get a little repetitive at times. And it's soothing. Like it's just very relaxing.
Yeah, to be honest, I think it saved my mental health because I got it around the time
Around
we had to say goodbye to
March-ish.
Tina.
Yeah.
and like I was just a mess, and with the stress going on in the world, and then plus, losing her,
Yeah.
it was just extra rough. And I think if I didn't have Animal Crossing to just kind of channel my focus and my energy into and just relax, I think I would just be this wound up tight ball right now. But
Yeah,
yeah, it came out
climbing
at
up
a
the
perfect
walls.
time.
yeah. To those coming from RPMMO radio that listened to Yunfei before and heard Tuna occasionally,
Mhm.
unfortunately, we had to have her put down a couple of weeks ago. So
Yeah.
Yeah, she was special needs, and
Very.
unfortunately her special need um finally got
One out.
bad
Yeah.
enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um but I mean, this was a cat who, if you don't mind me
No, go for it.
talking about it real quick. This was a cat who had come into our lives about 6 years ago, and she walked in like she owned the place, and I noticed she was breathing heavy, so I brought her to the vet, and that's when they showed me her health issue, which it's a diaphragmatic hernia, and for people that don't know what that is, it basically means that all of her organs were shoved up into her ribs. So no wonder she couldn't breathe, right? And they told us, well, this cats don't usually survive with this. So, just take her home with you, make her happy for however long she has. She probably won't live, to the end of the year. And that was 6 years ago.
Mhm.
So she definitely showed everybody.
Yeah. And I got to see the X-rays of them too, and even the updated for your old one and those updated ones. And it was there's you know how the animals they got the rib cage and then there's the tummy and there's all the squishy organs in there. And hers was basically just like there's just like a tube to her butthole
Yeah.
from her diaphragm, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
All
It's just
her
basically
organs and
empty.
stomach and everything were up there with her lungs and her heart, and somehow that little cat just kept on pumping.
she was a trooper.
Yeah, and she was so soft and sweet. She loved me so much. She was my
Yeah.
girl. But now
Well,
they have Speckles, the terror.
Speckles
she's
has
not
been
a terror.
fine.
She's awful. She's the worst.
Super sweet. She's
She-
super sweet.
That's my
She-
daughter's cat.
Again, is terrified of Mecha Ben
Mm-hmm.
with my wheelchair. She is she does not like it at all. But
Yeah, she's not used to anything like that. She typically around here, she just annoyed the dogs and would claw at them when they passed every now and again. Usually they would have it coming because Spanky would always, it was our little Chihuahua pug mix, would always purposely like pass her close and bump her. And she didn't always like that. Yeah, I wasn't a fan.
No, but she was a very sweet.
Mm-hmm.
When
She
we
is. We give her
we
crap,
had-
but she's good.
when we had another cat before we got her. and,
Fuggles.
Fuggles, which was she came from my sister's, and she was just this little bitty waif of a thing, and we had to put her down. It's been several years back, but Speckles, whenever Fuggles was getting really bad in health, and she was just laying on a bed, like a heating pad bed, and Speckles would go over there and curl up next to her
And
and
then
just
lick her.
comfort.
Yeah.
Yeah, comfort her.
Love to clean.
Yes, and it was the sweetest thing. And then whenever we had our husky, and she was getting to the point where she was just old, and it was so cute because Speckles would check on her, like see if
Mhm.
she's okay. She would go up to her, get in her face, and they would bump noses, and then they'd be on their way.
Yep.
It was the cutest thing.
Aw.
She's very sweet cat, but she's had a very, I don't know, bounced around life just because we had
Yeah.
we had to give her back to my daughter because I'm allergic to cats. And so we couldn't keep her. And then my daughter, she, lived in an apartment. She couldn't have cats. So she's kind of had a bumpy ride, and she
Mhm.
just needs a place like a forever home. And
Yeah.
I told my daughter, I said, Melon or Faye and what is
Ben.
it?
You could call us
Ben.
Mel and Ben. It's
Yeah.
Mel
Yeah,
and
I'm
Ben.
not on this one. Call each other what you want.
Okay.
It's up to you.
But no, I told her, I said, they are cat people. I said, she will know she is loved. And so she was super excited.
Yeah, we there hasn't really been any too bad issues. I think they're just the two cats are just getting used to each other right now.
Yeah, they're just working things out, and that's totally normal.
The major
They're a
issue
little
we're
old.
having is that I cannot remember her name.
God, this poor kitty, poor stuff.
I've called her everything in under the sun at this point. Sprinkles.
That's pretty good.
Sprinkles.
Sprinkles.
Yep, like sprinkles.
I like sprinkles.
Spartacus.
Yeah.
Pet edition of Crash While Loading. I'm so glad y'all tuned in. The very first episode, all about furry critters. There you go.
And
Well, I will say-
when half of
talking
the ones
about
we
Animal
talk about,
Crossing,
we
so-
had to put down. I was thinking that same thing. I'm like, wait, we're talking 2 cats, a
Okay.
dog. This is not going well.
So at the start of the pandemic, I jumped into, well, actually, a week before it started, I jumped into Mass Effect Andromeda. I hadn't played it.
Oh yeah, I saw you
Ah.
playing
And my
that.
God, that game gets a bad rap, but I had a blast playing through that.
Yeah.
From what I understand, the story is just like unfinished.
Yeah, they were supposed to have DLC,
and it
But
did
but you
so
can play the whole
poorly.
game. There is so much content in that first game. It's mind-boggling.
Yeah, I kind of enjoyed my time with it, but I played it when it first came out, and it was
You had the bugs.
it was very janky, and the faces were super creepy looking and not working right, and all that stuff that happened at the beginning that kind of almost destroyed that entire company.
We're not
And then-
saying anything folks don't really know, but this is EA's pushing
Mhm.
BioWare to
Oh,
push
yeah.
it out before it was ready, and this is the result. And I mean, they've had a track run of it. If you look at Battlefront 2
Mm-hmm.
and so on. But
Mhm.
I'll say, man, even without the DLC, I was ready for the next game. I was like, all right, just like I believed in Commander Shepard, I now believe in Scott Ryder. Let's do this. But then, unfortunately, we're not going to get anything for the foreseeable future. So
Yeah, I read actually recently that there was some postings or something like that, like job postings, and Mass Effect. They think they might be spinning that Mass Effect.
I heard some
generator
rumors
back up.
that they were going to do something, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful. I know they
And-
released a book for that missing Quarian DLC we never got.
Yeah, it's just a
Because I
shame,
think
too.
what they were alluding to is somehow the Big Bad Reapers got wind of what they were doing, got onto that multi-alien arc that was heading their way
Right.
with the Quarians, and because that Quarian message is like, "Hey, this is a warning. Don't come find us. It's horrible here," and it cuts out. And then before that, you finally unlock your dad's stuff, which is a briefing about the Reapers. It's like, this is going to be bad.
Yeah, it had a lot of promise, but it's just them. And then, of course, after that, they had what was the Anthem, and it's just it was such a shame to see a company like BioWare that. I mean, the 3 Mass Effect games were just. I mean, they're phenomenal. They're some of the best RPGs out there, and then you drop Andromeda, and it needed. I don't know. What do you think? 6 more months of polish. It needed
Yes.
polish, is what it needed.
Yes.
It needed the team not to be fired.
Right.
I mean,
Right,
They
yeah.
shut down that whole system, or the whole developer.
Yeah, it was.
They needed time to
so
polish their
bad.
bugs and finish out the stuff, and then put their DLC out. But unfortunately, EA, I'm looking at you guys.
Mm-hmm. That was the
The
other
money,
one.
the money trumped the quality, and
Dragon
there you go.
Don't look at EA.
Yeah.
Don't look at them. They're dirty and ugly, and we don't like them.
So,
Well, yeah, that's why you should look. That's what I'm saying. Like, you guys
Mhm.
have eaten Mass Effect. It's on y'all.
So
Well,
I
and
have
then
a
what-
question that is kind of related to that.
Mhm.
Speaking of games that were absolutely phenomenal up until the end, or at some point in the story, or whatever, like how many games have you guys played where you're just going through this like just fucking absolute perfection? It cannot get better than this. And then you get to a certain point in the story, whether it's near the end or in the middle or whatever, and it just goes off the rails.
And it's like they wrote the rest of it with crayons.
She's
Yeah,
hinting at
yeah.
a particular game out right now.
Yeah, I'm curious, which game is that?
We can't say without spoilers.
Well, it's not
Well,
really. It's just an opinion.
Yeah, what is it?
She's talking about the Final Fantasy VII remake.
Oh. Well, I'm playing through that right now, and so far I love it. I'm also only on chapter 8 or 9. But
She's
it's
it
also
is.
it's good up until the last 30 minutes.
see,
Yeah.
and I've heard that from I've actually already heard that, and it's
That they cut the big bike run out where you're like chopping down Shinra soldiers, your sword.
No.
there was
No, I think
there
that's
actually is
still
a
in
part. There's actually a part with that early on, believe it or not.
Nice.
That was a lot
That's
of fun.
my favorite part.
But it's you have to think too, though. The whole going on Final Fantasy VII remake, which I've enjoyed. I haven't been enjoying it, but like in the original game, isn't like the entirety of that first bit in Midgar?
Yep.
Just like 30 minutes to an hour long.
Yep, it's 30 minutes to an hour.
It's a little longer than that.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not a 30-hour game that
No, it's
they
not.
stretch this
Yeah,
hell out.
it's-
And it looks beautiful. I mean, I think it's so cool when you're out and about in the slums and you look up and there's this giant, the giant disc of Midgar above you. It looks fantastic.
What I can say, just having listened to it rather than played it, I really, really like what they did with Biggs, Wedge, and Jesse. They just fleshed out those characters.
All the characters are just so much fleshed out, so much more.
People that have like
everybody's got
2 lines of
distinct
dialogue.
personality.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's
When you have to pack all that into one game, right? You have to expand and add other quests and other stuff. And that's cool.
Yeah,
What's not cool is proprietary. You must own a PlayStation. Or you're not playing it, sucker. And that's where I'm sitting.
Not for a year.
Yeah, it'll come out on PC in about a year. So that's usually
thanks, Japan.
I'm still gonna buy it.
And I'm
still gonna buy it.
Yep, and I know you both will. You and Strafe.
Oh, I will. But dang it, man! I was watching on Twitch the other day when I was in Fort Worth, and I was like, man, I just want to play it. And I looked it up, PlayStation. I was like, you guys suck.
Yeah. From what we've experienced, it is good up until the last 30 minutes.
No. It is phenomenal.
I've really enjoyed it. I like what they did with the combat, switching between the characters and the meters and stuff. And it was a little overwhelming at first, especially when I didn't know when I actually played the demo. Which, for those of you, if you haven't played you can play the demo if you've got a PlayStation. But it does the first thing up until when you're trying to blow up a reactor, and there's a big machine guy that like all things in Final Fantasy, machines are prone to be hurt by lightning. Yeah, I beat that without using lightning.
Keyword, if you have a PlayStation.
Right. And that took about 40 minutes to do, and I was down to my last potion. I was like, why is this guy so hard? And then I looked up, after I was done with the demo, I looked up and hit him. And someone's like, and they don't tell you how to equip lightning. I'm like, oh, Barrett has lightning. Oh.
Have you gotten up to the part with Don Corneo yet?
No. I'm actually running around with Aerith right now.
You are in for a treat.
Yeah.
That's all I will say.
Yeah, I've played the original.
I mean, you know how it goes. You play the original.
Yeah. I've played the original twice.
They made it better.
Yeah,
No, again,
I've seen the...
I cannot stress enough the perfection of how this game is crafted. I've never seen anything like it. It is... And I'm not talking like just through nostalgia glasses, because I'm sure there is some of that too. But like it just, as a game by itself, it is gorgeous. The story is so much more detailed.
Yeah, I like a lot. Even the main characters that I liked before, I like even more now. About the only one that didn't get fleshed out at all is Cloud so far. he's pretty much exactly the same as I remember him.
He gets better.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's slowly done up, but he did that in the original too.
Well, remember, it's not a stretch. He's kind of living a lie right now.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Spoiler warning, God, from 1997?
23 years ago, 1997.
Yep.
Yeah. God, Strafe.
For you kids, we used to see a commercial for Final Fantasy VII in the movie theater, and that was the first time something like that happened for a video game, and that was mind blowing.
Well, and the they call it at the time VMF, full motion video. They didn't even
full
call
motion
it,
video.
Yeah, remember that? It was VMF. It's in it. This is at a time when something like FMV, that was it.
FMV, there you go.
Yeah, but what's the Toy Story? Toy Story didn't exist yet at this point.
Nope.
It was a couple. I think it was a year or two after that Toy Story came out. So seeing fully animated things like that in a game and even in the video, it was just like, oh my god, it's so amazing. And you look at it now, it's like, that was done on a potato.
You would bust your butt to get to that cutscene, and you would sit there like, "Oh my goodness, this is going down." It was the best thing ever.
I think I had an entire, because remember, this is on the PlayStation where you had to have those little cards that were like $4,000 a piece. I think I had one or two of those, and there was a save on every single one of them right before a cutscene. And then as soon as the cutscene was over, my next save would be a brand new save, and so that I would have that cutscene ready to go, because I had no computer. The internet was like something you did with like a phone on a hook, and then if your mom picked up, and apparently
you're hosed.
Yeah, it was, people were putting bras on their head and creating women and things like that with them. But that was about as good as it got, and that part was in that. Of course, everyone remembers the documentary Weird Science, where they were able to create a woman using only their computer.
Yes.
That was a pretty good babe they created, too. I'm just saying.
She's British, you know.
Yep.
What's her name?
Lisa? I mean, I don't know the actress's name, but I remember Lisa.
It's something LeBrock.
Kelly.
Kelly
Thank
LeBrock.
you.
There you go.
LeBrock.
And Jazz coming out of left field. Firing it in there over home plate. Yeah, that's good stuff. But no, I'm enjoying the hell out of the Final Fantasy VII remake. The really sad part for me is, as long as this one took to make, and as long as Final Fantasy 15 took to make, I'm pretty sure we're going to be on the PlayStation 6 before we get the next part.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Just putting that out there.
Yeah, you may be right.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine when they get the Nibelheim and all that craziness.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, I'm looking forward to the if they keep it in. I hope they keep it in where you're in. Oh god, are you in Junin when you do the march?
Junin Harbor.
Yeah, Junin
Harbor parade. Give that man a grenade.
So bad. It was. I could not stop laughing.
Oh.
Yeah. The voice acting in Final Fantasy VII recent remake is all phenomenal except for Barret.
No, Barret gets a lot. He starts out a little like overdone.
Oh yeah. A little.
But like, yeah, a little.
Can't
but
you feel the planet bleeding?
Yeah.
No,
that gets better.
It's like Mr. T with a freaking chain gun in his arm. I always love that.
Yeah.
He's like a bigger, blacker Uma Thunberg. It's just very angry all the time. I wouldn't be surprised if he came out, "How dare you!" But
I do love that he randomly sings after battles when you win.
That is so. I love that at least they got it in there somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it's really I can't wait to finish it. And I've been taking my time because, again, probably 15 years before I get the next part. So why rush through it is my kind of mentality.
All I will say is that the Don Corneo part, you're in for a treat.
Cool.
We don't have any PlayStation actually. So I was watching it basically as a movie on YouTube. One of the I like to watch games like Until Dawn and stuff that's real story thick, but I can't play. I'll just watch the story on YouTube. And it was just basically the cutscenes, and it was like 9.5 hours?
It was 9.5 hours.
I saw that video actually. It just popped up on my feed, and I was like, wow, that's very impressive. And that doesn't include some of the conversations that happen. Does it include the ones that happen while they're like running around and walking too, or is it just only the
sometimes?
Videos? Yeah.
Yes, sometimes. It does not include the fights. It will include like the beginning of the fight when they first go up against
so you see
whoever,
the robot crash down,
end.
and then they start fighting, and then it instantly blows up because they're just that badass. Well, that was a good fight. I will say too, the summons are awesome looking. I love the summons in this. I've only got 2. I've only got Ifrit and Shiva so far, but oh wait, no, and I have the Chocobo, little Chocobo and Moogle one. That one's actually pretty funny.
Did you pre-order?
Yeah, I pre-ordered it like 2 days before it came out.
It must be nice, you PlayStation owners. It's all freaking barren out here in PC land.
Yeah, it feels pretty good, you know. Having
know,
a
right?
Switch and an
That shows
a lot
Xbox
of you.
and a PlayStation.
Hey, Strafe, have you played Doom Eternal?
I have not because I'm poor.
I actually been playing through Doom 2016, and it's awesome.
But my buddy, lead artist, is playing and he loves it. So
Yeah, from what I understand, it's real good.
I watched my buddy from church play it, and he was like, he just got the Doom sword thing going. I was like, well, that's spoiled. He's like, hey, check out this sweet floating mansion. I was like, well, that's spoiled too. I'm leaving.
Yeah. Yep.
But it looks really good.
It does.
Did you guys see the adorable friendship that spawned between the developers of Doom and the developers
in Animal
of
Crossing?
That was
Yes.
the cutest stuff I've ever seen.
What was it? Oh, it was Resident Evil. The Resident Evil 3 remake. Somebody put what's the little cat girl that everybody loves from Animal Crossing?
That doesn't narrow it down.
The one that's the yellow one that's real famous, and she's on everything.
She's not a cat.
Oh, that's Isabella.
Isabel, thank you.
Or Isabel.
What is she?
Yeah, she's in Smash too.
She's a dog.
She's a dog. Yeah.
Yeah. I think she's like a spaniel or something.
I don't play your dumb kitty games.
Hold the music. You said there's a joining between the guys at Doom and this Animal Crossing thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on Twitter.
They came out the same day.
And you wonder why your pig's a psychopath. I'm just saying.
That's a good point.
Very good point.
Yeah, artists, because I mean we're all quarantined and bored out of our skulls, and nobody's buying from artists right now, you know, with good reason. But artists on Twitter were like they saw this relationship forming, and it started with the Doom guys sending I think it was the Doom guys sending a tweet to the Animal Crossing devs, basically saying, "Hey, our game is releasing on the same day. You know, awesome, good luck." You know, and then the Animal Crossing devs responded in a very similar way, like, "Hey, you know, we're honored to be sharing a release day with you guys." And then from there, it just exploded on Twitter, and artists were going nuts, drawing
Isabel in the Doom armor.
And the Doom guy like prancing through the field of flowers. And, oh my god, it's great.
It has been awesome. But that's what I was getting. The Resident Evil 3, they remade that instead of was it? It's not Leon. Who is it in 3? God, is it? It's the
3 is Jill.
Is it Jill? Yeah, it's Jill.
Yeah.
So they
it's
put
like the Jason movie
they
with
put Isabella's
Nemesis.
head on Jill's body.
I think it's Jill and the other guy, Chris.
Yeah,
no,
he's in it.
It's Carlos and show. I mean, it's Carlos. I mean, you don't get Chris.
Carlos. Yeah, it's Carlos.
Oh, okay.
And I've heard I need to finish the second remake because that's so good, and I just stopped playing for some reason. The only bad thing I've heard about the third one is it's basically like the second one, like 2.5, and it's like 6 or 7 hours long, and that's it. And you got one playthrough because the second one you play through as Claire, and then you play through as Leon.
Yeah.
And you basically got the 2 games in one. And
You're missing Hunk though.
He's unlockable though.
Am I? Am I?
Oh yes, it's Hunk.
Am I? I'd rather play the tofu.
No, you aren't.
Freaking tofu! Oh gosh.
I would rather play the tofu, and which is also in there, and that was awesome that they did that. So yeah, I need to get back.
I want a
that.
game where you play as Wesker, because he's the man.
He's such a dirtbag though.
I think they did that. It was called John Wick.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, that's what they turned Wesker into eventually.
I will say that Mel and I played through 6, I think it was, or 5. Yeah, it was 5. Where you fight Wesker at the end because of course you do.
Yeah, I think we played.
And
that
he
one
has
too.
the best line, and it is something about global saturation.
Oh,
That's how he says it too.
Yeah.
That game was just
It was
hot
bad.
garbage. Like it was
And you played
so
it because
bad.
that's the problem is Sib and I have played a
was
lot of
co-op.
co-op games because it's co-op. That was why we
That's
played
exactly why we did it. Yeah.
And
yeah.
we knew it was bad, but we still had fun because we were at least doing it together. And then it was still so bad.
Yeah, it was so bad.
We had fun MST3King it.
Yeah.
By the way, don't play local co-op with Animal Crossing if anybody else plays it. It's bad.
Isn't it that you guys use each other's I saw an article with a guy.
The second player basically can't do anything.
Okay. I saw
Yeah,
an
you
article
have to
from a
have
guy there.
two switches.
Their relationship ended because he wouldn't. He basically wrote out a letter saying to his girlfriend that she's not allowed to be on his island because she will use resources that he wants, and that if she does any of the stuff and takes it from him, that there's going to be trouble. And
how
basically
funny.
The only way
about
you
the
can
end of that.
even do that, like, even if you have two switches, the only way you can do it is if you best friend each other. Other than that, you really can't do anything on the other person's island. The other thing too is that, and this is a poor choice on Nintendo's part, you can only have one island per Switch.
Right. That's a really, I don't get that you have multiple logins, but you can only do it once per Switch.
Even if you have, like, if you do the digital download of Animal Crossing and then you buy a cartridge and you have that cartridge of Animal Crossing, you can still only have one island because it's one island per Switch.
Yeah, and that's not
it is a terrible choice.
Terrible, yeah.
So also another game before the pandemic hit I played was because I'm sick of hearing about critters. Sorry, I love you guys. Come on. Fallen Order. Oh my goodness, that was great.
Oh yeah, Jedi Fallen Order. That was
great. And I played on the hardest difficulty because I haven't played anything like.
That was Respawn Entertainment. Those guys, they're the ones that did Titanfall, and that they
game was
cannot
exceptional.
lose right now. And again, what happens when EA gets the hell out of someone's way and lets them do their job?
It wasn't as tough
That's
as
what
Dark
happened.
Souls, I'm told. I've never
No.
played Dark Souls, but I loved every bit of that game. That was great.
It was Dark Souls light, because I don't enjoy Dark Souls. I'm not a fan of the banging my head against a brick wall until either my skull or the brick wall breaks. It's
My little
not
brother
fun.
calls it Dank Souls, and I was like, yeah, I'm not touching that.
Yeah.
So,
But no, that was such
that nice
that was
period
good Star
between,
Wars.
Yeah, that period between as the Empire's ascending, and you can still see troop gunships over there being disassembled. The very first level, you're like, oh, this is about to go down.
Yeah, I loved those giant lasers that were taking apart the gunships, and then all the giant pre-Star Destroyers from the Clone Wars and stuff that they were using.
Oh yes,
that was very well done. Very well done. Loved that game.
The way it ended, it seemed like it was baiting for maybe an add-on or something. I was hopeful.
I'm thinking sequel. I'm going with it. I mean, they got a pretty good cast of characters by the end of it, and it seems like that would be something. And now with Disney too, everything that comes out, for better or worse, I'm looking at you, Force Awakens, or what was this? What was the Rian Johnson one? I'm trying to block it out of my mind, but whatever the 8th movie was.
Last Veil.
Yeah, that one. Sure.
Yeah.
But anyway,
You know,
since
it's
everything
bad.
now is canon.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Since everything's canon, I would love, they can, in the second one, they can bring in someone like Ahsoka Tano and things like that. The gal they got to be the previous
He is
Jedi.
showing up for Mandalorian season 2, by the way.
Yes, and they picked the perfect actress for her.
Oh, when's Mandalorian coming out?
Supposedly still, the end of the year. Supposedly. That was before the Rona hit.
Yeah, because we actually finished season 1 fairly recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not like a ginormous Star Wars fan.
Sacrilege.
I don't know all the deep lore and stuff like that, but I really, really enjoyed Mandalorian. I love it. And not just for Baby Yoda. Like
it was like the good and the bad and the ugly in space, and I loved it.
Yeah, see, and a lot of people gave it crap for the creature of the week kind of a thing that they did in the middle, but I thought it paid off really well in the end. Like,
you know what
there was
it
a
reminded
reason
me
for
of?
all of them.
It reminded me a little bit of Firefly.
It did have that feel.
Yeah.
It
the
did.
music
I will
especially.
agree.
Music was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, the music was awesome.
Which the music in this show, by the way, Husky by the Geek has an awesome rock rendition of that theme song for The Mandalorian.
Nice.
You can visit him on
Sweet.
YouTube. Yeah, it's really good. We love.
I'm gonna say Dave Filoni and crew who have done Clone Wars and Rebels and Mandalorian. When those shows are better than your sequel movies, you might want to hand the car keys those guys. I'm just saying, Disney.
Yeah.
You need to put they like they did with but Marvel stuff. You got to put one small, trustworthy group of people that love it and know it inside and out, and then let them do their thing. Because Marvel, that's what I hated so much, that everyone's like, Star Wars is just oversaturated. There's like 18 Marvel movies a year for the last decade, and everyone still goes and sees them. There's no saturation. It's good movie and storytelling.
It took a global pandemic for me to get Mel to actually watch Thor Ragnarok.
No,
that one's hilarious.
It was on my list.
It's honestly, I think, the best Thor movie out there. I liked it better than all the other.
I love that the next one, it's called Love and Thunder. I mean, come on. It's Taika Waititi, which, by the way, Jojo Rabbit, Taika Waititi also, same guy that did Ragnarok. If you ever want to laugh at a movie with Hitler in it, that's the one to go see.
Okay, fair enough.
He plays Hitler in that. He's like a kid's It's during the end of World War II, and this kid's imaginary friend is Hitler, played by Taika Waititi. And oh my God, it was very heartwarming, funny, and it was just an all around good movie called Jojo Rabbit. If you haven't seen it, you're missing out. It's on Redbox, or it was. It's probably streaming somewhere by now. Do it.
It was good.
It was good.
So, Straffe, I know you're hurting for good games on the PC. Have you played Ori and the Blind Forest?
I have not.
Do you like platformers?
When I was 12, but yeah, sometimes I'll check them out.
There's two of them now. It's Ori and the Blind Forest, and what was the other one, Yunfei?
Will o' the Wisps.
Will o' the Wisps. They are just amazing games. They're beautiful.
Very good.
The platforming's really tight too.
Yeah, they're a lot like
check that out.
They're Metroidvanias, Straffe. So they're that old Metroid like.
They're in that vein. Okay.
Yeah, they're in the vein of a Metroid and Castlevania game.
Also, if you haven't played it, an amazing game in the platformer genre is Hollow Knight.
Oh man, I can't say enough good about Hollow Knight.
Hey, what's on the back screen of your computer there, Yunfei?
Yeah, Hollow Knight.
Yeah. Well, you know what? All right, was that?
Oh no, I was gonna say that one of my favorite things about it is the narrative. You're not just spoon-fed story information. It unravels as you. It's environmental. Like the story is told through the environment.
Yeah.
And
there's no exposition. It's all shown instead of told.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, the game was developed by like 3 guys.
I think that sounds all right. It was in the same vein as Cuphead, like a very small group of very dedicated people that did it.
But it's an amazing game. Like you can play through it multiple times. There are so many ways you can go through it too. It's great.
Yeah, and it's a good challenge too, without being like Dark Souls frustrating, or was it Super Meat Boy?
Pretty hard.
It is pretty hard, but like I didn't think it was like I tried playing Super Meat Boy, did not enjoy that.
Oh, it's not that hard.
Yeah,
exactly.
No, it's not Super Meat Boy hard.
It's like, oh look, I was 1 pixel off, and he's a meat patty now. Okay, well I'm not having fun. Let's plug in something else. So. All right, well, it's been about an hour now, so let's go ahead and cut this off, I guess, right here. And I didn't have any outro music because I didn't remember to prepare that. I totally blanked on it. So it's just going to be the, as we did in RPMMO Radio, at the end kind of thing. So I don't have any background music. Although if you're listening on the podcast.
From Barrett's book.
What's that?
I said just take a note from Barrett's book. Just like.
I was waiting for one of you guys to do it. Did I do everything?
Oh,
No.
I can't sing.
Well, neither can Ben, but
Hey!
he sounded about the same.
Oh.
You were pretty close to how Barrett sounded. He's not exactly, a singer. He's not a singer-songwriter.
Wish I had a PlayStation. The end.
All right, so we've established none of us can sing. Yeah.
I actually can sing. I was...
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm offended. You hurt my feelings.
You don't have feelings. You had them surgically removed.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. That's part of the cataract surgery.
Yeah, it was
So-
a cataract.
No, Ben.
All right. Well, appreciate everybody tuning in. If you do hear music over this, it's because I did it in post production to put the podcast
Fix it in
out.
post.
Yeah,
To save
Fix it in
all your
post.
ears.
Fix it in post. So I want to thank everybody that joined me. Jazz, Ben, Sib, Strafei, Yunfei, who, if you join our Discord, twitch.tv/CrashedWhile-Loading, join a Discord, and you can be her friend and join her island, which she is making like Maine, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I am.
Oh, you know what? That's a thought. You know who else is in Maine? Stephen King, Killer Pig. It's done.
Oh,
Oh.
shit.
You're Killer Pig, Stephen King.
Yep.
There you
All
go.
right, we're done. We're out of here. Good night, everybody. Good
Night.
day or whatever you're doing.
Later.
Bye.
Peace.